Girl, you the bandit, and she love me when I'm in it, and she never be pretending. Nothing that's real. She gon' tell you what she bought it, 'cause she know you.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. I actually remembered to unmute us. What? Doing the most.
How are you?
I am doing wonderful. How are you, my dear?
I am doing amazing.
The nails. Wait. Show the nails. You changed up the color.
I keep the nails on fleek. Is that what the children are saying nowadays?
I don't know. I don't know which terms, but I mean, you know all the latest and the greatest in the churn.
Barely. I mean, I made it through this week, so that's a blessing in itself. I'm just excited. I know that we're on a different platform, but I went live on my Instagram just in case anybody wasn't able to, for whatever reason, to see the link. You can click the link in my bio and come to this platform because we're going to be sharing some stuff, me and Camille, throughout our podcast. So thank you guys, everybody who's on my Instagram live. Thanks.
Yay. Come hang out with us. So speaking of Instagram live, this week was one of those weeks. I mean, I know you know, it was just one of those things, right?
That was going on.
And I mean, I just feel it's so important that we show a true representation of what it felt like watching the Brandy versus Monica. Don't you guys agree? I mean, don't we need to see it just a little snippet more? I don't care if Facebook might ban us again because we're such radicals, aren't we? You know, living on the wild side. Well, let's check it out.
Rules.
Not us. All right. I'm probably not going to mute it this time, but you know, we can sing along. Meaning you.
Me?
I mean, you're in the group. I just play one on TV.
You know, all of these songs are very special to me because
it's the wig for me.
She was like a mom to me, and so I have a poem for that. I keep a journal, girl. Well, nobody called me to be on that song. Yeah. Well, Tupac and Biggie actually shouted me out on their albums. Well, for this song, I was actually pregnant when I was recording this song. And Jermaine Dupri, shout out to the A. He was saying, please don't drop that baby. Those high notes. Push that baby on out, Oh, well, I was actually pregnant for the entire full moon album and still was able to hit my Well, I was in a coma for this one, kicking down doors and smacking chicks. Well, I'm an artist, so I have a poem. That's okay. DJ, play the next song. Yeah, play Sideline. Monica, you can't cuss on TV. You can't cuss on TV.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I'm like that. I think you're muted. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm so distracted by trying to laugh and do serious stuff at the same time. Girl, I needed that laugh.
Like I told one of my friends the other day, I very rarely laugh out loud at my own content because I think I'm lame. Like people think I'm funny. I'll be like, this is so lame. I'm gonna post it anyway. This Brandy versus Monica recap, I cried laughing at myself. It was the wig, it was the turtleneck, it was the Monica bob, it was the Fendi, the fake Fendi. It was the whole, I cried laughing. It was hilarious to me. That's the first time I ever just cracked myself up.
And you should I mean, they gave us all of the content. I mean, besides it being just like a beautiful love fest-ish, fest? I don't know.
I don't want ish.
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much us perception of shady or if they were really that shady. Like if it was even more shady and I don't know. I'm kind of curious.
I think it was a combination. I think that the fans wanted the tension there. And I think Brandy definitely gave it to us because you have to think, how you've been in contact with a person before who says something that they give you a backhanded compliment or they say, oh, that's cute on you. They say something slick like that. Like Brandy was taking digs like that.
Your shape.
And Monica was kind of, Monica is not. She's very round the way girl. She like, sis, I'm not even about to play with you. Whatever you got going on, keep that over there.
Right.
And I think that Brandy was kind of, she was trying to keep it going, keep it fun. But I'm pretty sure she realized pretty early that Monica was not there for the foolishness. And so it became it became even more awkward because I think as Brandy kept trying to soften it, Monica was like, I don't, I'm just done already. And I think that the more Brandy tried, the worse it got. And because after she was like, yeah, because I was one of those people that got slapped. I was like, girl, you're gonna have to see Monica in the parking lots.
Right.
I mean,
and when she was, and the whole thing about Biggie and Tupac shouting her out, and the remix where he just like kept saying it, I was like, that's such a small part of the song. I would have never even noticed it was in there. And
but Brandy came to show her up though. I feel like Brandy, like we all, I think collectively understand that skill-wise, talent-wise, vocally, Brandy is a much better artist. But Brandy is not finna outsell Monica. Now we gonna listen to Monica's records. We gonna bump I Can't Help Who One Is when they play we love Monica records. Yeah. Everybody, see, I'm looking at my timeline on my Instagram and I'm seeing if people agree with me. Like, we know that technically Brandy's the better vocalist, but I'm going to a Monica concert before I go to a Brandy concert because I know that the songs I'm gonna hear are gonna have me dancing. They're gonna have me remembering, my first love, maybe first fight. I don't know. Monica has some rough songs. Yeah. But I think that it was overall, it was a good time for, Black people. It was something that we needed. And the fact that they were able to keep 1.1 million people consistently tuned in for the entire 3-hour show. Like, you got to give them those props. Like,
and they were fully dressed. There was no strippers. Yeah. They didn't have to do all the antics that everybody else.
Absolutely.
No shade at Rich. Not Rich. Who was it again that did that? Rick James. Not Rick James. I'm going way back. The other Miami. No, the guy from Miami. Miss Ross.
Like Rick James.
Oh my God. Huh? What?
I was gonna say, who did a versus with Rick James?
Oh, Rick James? Thinking back again, like, ooh, that would be kind of cool to see Rick James. Like a versus where it was somebody from back in the day at their height versus someone today at their, like, who would even be? I don't know, girl. Don't.
There is, okay. Let's first of all, Rick James.
He was so good.
It's just Rick James. He needs his own verses because who are you really gonna put next to Rick James?
No one. Like, for me, he was. A lot of people were Prince or Michael. I was Rick James and a little bit of Michael. Like, yeah, I was Rick James. Mary Jane Girls. Those were mine. I got in a lot of trouble doing a talent show to a Mary Jane Girls song, as a matter of fact.
Oh my God.
That did talent shows not knowing it was.
So I know that there's footage and I'm going to subpoena that footage. So I am invoking right now.
Like, the joys of being on a military base during talent shows. They get rid of evidence, man.
Oh my goodness.
As the chief of police. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. They probably didn't. They probably didn't record it. It was like,
I would pay for that footage though to see that.
Me too.
So
I would pay to hear.
We've all had one of those kind of embarrassing moments where we were doing something that we really thought, like,
yeah,
I'm about to kill the game with this.
Have you done that?
And you'd be like, I didn't really kill the game at all. Like at all.
So thinking about that, has there ever been a situation where you kind of embarrass yourself in a public forum?
Yeah, all the time. I am
on social media and you're like, oh, my video is corny. I mean, like in real life where they were there and you had to make eye contact.
There was so many. I mean, so I'm in a sorority. And
which sorority?
When I was in college, okay. And so when I was in college, we had like a stroll off in the auditorium or the gym or something. And I, to this day, don't know how I ended up on the floor. But I ended up on the floor and it was a very loud boom.
Oh no.
And I just thank God that social media wasn't a thing back then, because how do you live that down? You know, like nowadays, if something embarrassing happens to you, you are a meme. And if it happened around a specific event every year on the anniversary of that event, you will be trending. You're gonna be trending. Facebook gonna bring it up, Snapchat gonna bring it up, Twitter, Instagram gonna bring it up. Y'all know you don't get to, once you go viral, you viral.
And then like your friends that saw it and reposted it on their Facebook page is also going to remind them so they can redo it again. Yeah, no, it's never ending. So I went to I'll go with a college version of embarrassment, because I mean, I embarrass myself probably once a week. It's kind of fun that way. But I was at an all-girls college, Southern Baptist Meredith College here in Raleigh. I was very naive in a way, and just had started going to clubs, and there was always this one song they always played, kind of like "Time to Go, y'all have to go home, but you gotta get out of here" type of song. And everyone always loved it when it came on, and I had never heard it before until college. So I thought, for first time karaoke and being the only Black girl for the most part, I was like, ooh, I know the perfect song for me to sing, because maybe just being the only Black girl, my talent will be good enough that I can, just blow and they'll love it.
Ride the skin on out.
Like, let me see how this stereotype works. Let's just play it out in a public forum. Well, I'm very grateful, again, that social media didn't exist and there's no footage or cell phones or any of that, because I decided to sing the song "I Be Stroking." That's what I be doing in front of an all girls college. Like, I wasn't thinking that through, because once I started
the Baptist college.
Yeah. And Baptist.
All girls Baptist college. Okay.
Baptist. Sure enough.
Okay. We be stroking even at church.
Stroking it to the right, stroking it. And I'm like, I had a whole routine in my head planned for this. And then when I started looking and saying the word, like, you're seeing the words coming at you. And since I'm dyslexic, I kind of memorized all of them and it didn't really stick what I'd be saying to a bunch of girls. And that was pretty weird. That was
thank God that Facebook wasn't a thing.
No.
I don't know how you come back from that.
Nope. There's you transfer. And you just keep transferring.
Go to another school.
Kidding.
Let's go to another school.
I didn't care. Look, I was like, I just started laughing like, this is the funniest thing. Come do it with me. And they're like, girl, why'd they let her in? Affirmative action. Her.
Wait, did she go here? I don't think she go here.
Can y'all double check the quota? I think it went over.
That's so funny. I think everybody has had a moment where, they just overdid it, overshot, was too overzealous, doing too much, and
awkward.
You paid for it. So.
Yeah. So on the Monica and Brandy, Nicole says, I think Monica has an incredible voice and they are different. I would disagree that Brandy is technically more skilled.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
No, I'm kidding. No, I would have to agree with, and I love my cousin. I think she's amazing. I want to say that first, but I would have to agree with you, Jay, because that's who I was thinking vocally more. Because there was times I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Monica sung that song, and then there was a lot of songs of hers that I liked, and because the only one I could think of was the one that they pitched them against each other for so long that they ended up doing together. But one shady moment that I thought was hilarious was when Brandy was talking about how she was asked to be in a film. And then Monica was like, oh, they asked me too. I turned it down. Or something to that effect. She was like, but you knew, but you just started. And I was just like,
I think it was the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. And because Babyface produced it, and I think Monica was like, oh, they didn't call me to be on, and Brandy was like, oh, well, you had just started. I was like, girl, stop it. Stop. It was catty. It was petty. I love them both. I will say that. I love them both. I think they both bring something different to the game. I personally, like I said, I'm a bigger fan of Monica, but the musician, the artist, the singer in me can understand that Brandy is more skillful with her voice. I mean, her nickname is the Vocal Bible for a reason. So I think there's something to be said there, but I think as a person, I didn't like to see them in that way.
Mhm.
Like, I enjoyed listening to the music, but I didn't like, they've spent decades being adversaries. And I think this was a really good time for them to genuinely bury the hatchet and celebrate each other.
Mhm.
But I also understand, like, once you go there with me, I don't care if this camera is rolling. Like, for the rest of the show, try me, okay? Try me, because I got nothing but time. I'm just like,
Just let's see what happens.
I'm like, I can try, but if she say anything else, DJ, if she say anything else, cut the beats. And we're going outside to the parking lot, because I told her before this started that I wasn't in the mood. And you could see it all on Monica's face. She was like, girl, I ain't want to be here. They not paying me for that. I don't even like you. And it became more and more uncomfortable to watch.
And she was talking about her clothes too. Because as beautiful it was, I'm sure after a while,
she painted them pant boots, the boot pants.
They were hot, but it's summer.
It was way too warm for that. I was warm in my air conditioned apartment watching, and the corset. It was. She was just constricted. She was constricted.
She looked like she was like in a full body cast, almost the way she was kind of sitting. Sometimes, like she couldn't.
Exactly.
So I think there might have played into her annoyance level as well. Yeah. She's dealing with it.
You're uncomfortable. Everything makes you mad,
especially your feet. So if you're hot from the feet up, your whole body, like. Yeah, she's not paid to.
She probably just ready to go. She was ready to go. That's all. Monica was ready to go.
Like, I'm firing my stylist as soon as I get out of this.
Somebody said something about the Fendi being fake and people trying to go to the website to purchase it. And then there was a lawsuit. This is total rumor.
There's not Gucci Man. What's his name?
I have not verified this information at all. This is 100% a rumor. I just heard that. I'm just letting people know on my Instagram. Do not take this information and go say Indescribable said Monica was wearing fake Fendi, because that's not what I said. What I'm saying is there was a rumor that people were trying to purchase that outfit, which if you looked at Monica's face the whole time she was on that screen, why would you want to buy the outfit that made her look like that? And the memes are never ending.
The shoes.
Did you see every cartoon meme?
The shoe one is the most hilarious one to me, where they put the shoes back on her, the white shoes with the long feet.
And it was frustrating because the foot was the same size. That's what made me mad. Why you put them same big shoes on her? You couldn't shrink the shoe to fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least make it fit.
And there's like someone that did like what is it? Orange is the New Black version, where they did it with like toilet paper. They made the white shoe.
I'm sick of this. No. Love
they
did wrong. They were saying that they thought that Brandy, Erykah Badu was in the comments saying she thought that Brandy had on Monica's shoes. And I 100% wholeheartedly believe Brandy did that on purpose, because the way she was talking, I feel like everything was a part. I don't know. I just, after seeing Brandy like that, I don't trust her. Like, girl.
Like Black Kardashians in that sense, in a way.
Yeah, she was kind of nice, nasty. And she's that kind of person that will push you. And as soon as you say something back, now, oh my God, why are you attacking poor sweet Brandy? She didn't mean anything, but Brandy got to come catch these hands.
Look,
just like anybody.
Good point. I just thought about it. She was probably like told, like she already knew that Monica couldn't sing the lyrics to the song without having to pay her. So she was probably setting her up like, oh no, come on, sing it. Sing it.
Exactly.
I'm paying you for that daggone lyric.
Exactly. And Monica was like, oh, Monica. When she tried to hand her the mic, everything about it was just cringy.
It was.
Like, the 8-year-old girl in me was like, yes, Monica and Brandy. And then the 30-year-old, adult and businesswoman is like, this is not cute. No. It's not cute.
Granted, I can't the age with that kind of, because like Aretha Franklin was like the best at old lady shade, I felt like.
Yes.
So I'm
But I
kind of
think
can't
she's
wait
also
to
earned it.
see. I mean,
I think she's also earned it. I mean, it's Aretha. Like, if Aretha want to say something,
she can say it.
who gonna check her? It's Aretha Franklin.
Amen. And I think as they become seniors, they'll be the same kind of way. Maybe, I don't know, who knows? But I would love to see what kind of old school shade they start throwing. But
Now, you know who was super shady?
mm,
Prince was shady.
yes.
Yeah, you can YouTube footage of Prince being shady for like 14 minutes straight. They just compiled clips of him just shading people just left and right.
Totally gonna look for that as soon as I get off of here and watch. I love those
It's
moments.
good content. It's really good content.
I mean, I love the one with Michael Jackson where he's like, God, I don't want to say the wrong name because somebody actually was like that. I didn't do that. It was a different guy, but some guy, sound engineer, kept looping this music. So he was like, the song's supposed to end. And he's like, he ain't got no job, none. Like that's where he starts singing in the lyrics.
Imagine Michael Jackson telling you that you're fired
in front of everyone and singing it
to the tune of "Beat It." Woo! He never getting a job again.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you the link to it because
Beyonce did that one time. Remember the person with the fan in the middle of her concert?
Nice.
She was like, "Somebody getting fired," something like that. I'm gonna YouTube that.
We're gonna have to look
because I remember that. These artists, I love it. But you know, when you go to a concert, you expect a certain level of professionalism. And when people are being paid, like, you know what I mean? It's Beyonce, it's Prince, it's Michael Jackson. Now is not the time for you to fall asleep at your post, to miss one of your steps, to make a wrong move, to sing the wrong note. Like it's just not acceptable.
No. And from what I hear, they were all very pointed about being on top of their people and hiring people that knew they'll duck your pay. So play with their money if you want to.
This is a game. You will work this entire gig and see nothing. You will.
I'm always, as nice as I am, I have to say that level of shade, one day I aspire to be like that. On a jokingly level, like, or maybe in a movie or something. I don't know, because I think it's fun to be able to say something so mean like that, but I wouldn't want to really mean it. Like,
I mean, I guess it depends on I think it depends on the infraction. That's my SAT word for the day. I think like I have grace and leniency for people who don't know any better, children, new people, you know, but it's like saying my 30-year-old husband accidentally cheated on me. Bruh, that's not an accident. Like, we've rehearsed this. You know your lines. You read the script from top to bottom. You agreed. You signed on the dotted line. Amen. Now I have to stab you. That's the only other. That's it.
Choices. You made this choice. It's
like you knew better, but you still did the wrong thing. So now I feel like I think that you can't control how people respond to your ignorance or shadiness, or like if Monica wanted to jump on Brandy, would it have been unprofessional? Yes. Would I have faulted her? No. It was
like at work.
No.
Look, I was like at work. I like just wait till the cameras go off.
Exactly. And we're clear. Okay, because see, you thought I
was like you went straight for the earrings. I was like, and what we not gonna do?
Yeah. If I have to take my earring out, there's no apology. There's nothing that can be said to undo it because I'm already unhooking the back of my earring.
I'm already risking losing my jewelry. So
that's what I'm saying. I've already come off my pedestal. I don't want to do it, but I got to do it.
Yep. They forced your hand, right? So now we would be amiss if we didn't notice the fact that you have a brand new Regal do. And speaking of Regal dues, there's been a lot of stories lately since California. Okay, now she's just loving herself a little too much, but I'm here for it. Like it's just distracting me because it was like, I don't blame you, girl. I miss having the braids. Oh my God.
Yes, it's so convenient.
It's like having a vacation without leaving your house, because that's one less thing
No,
every morning, every night, sleeping. Like people don't, and we're going to talk about it because people don't really understand, I think, how much Black hair requires forethought.
Yes.
Like you have to plan your hairstyles for what kind of job, day, vacation. Like there's different hair for everything. And depending on what type of hair it might that grows out of your head might be a different situation, different seasons, different whatever. But California just recently passed a rule that it's illegal to discriminate someone for their natural hair or for their hair as far as jobs. And recently, Gabrielle Union, Keke Palmer, and many more did. They did like a PSA, and I know part of it is because Gabrielle Union now has her own hair care line. But at the same time, it's true, right? Like I'm sure you've had issues in the past where someone or about your hair. So you want to talk about it first?
How many? I think I'm just kidding. As a Black woman, but I mean, I think everybody can, any Black woman, especially if you've ever had braids or a sew-in or wanted to get, any kind of style, really. If it's not straight laying to the side of your face, it's a problem. And so I remember very vividly, I worked at a, if I say what kind of place it was, everybody will know. So I'm just going to say I was working at this job. And I remember there was another coworker who had pink streaks in her hair. Pink streaks now. Bright pink streaks, not light, soft streaks, like extremely pink. Yeah. So, of course, I can come to work with braids because she looked like a peacock. So, I should be okay.
Not a peacock.
Child, when people told me, they said that the word that they used was that my hair was distracting. It was literally box braids.
Wait. It doesn't matter. I just want the full picture because I love you in braids right now. Were they long box braids like Janet Jackson? Yeah. Oh my God, yes.
I mean, now they was blonde. They was blonde. But I don't act like that. Don't do 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 that.
I wasn't prepared for the blonde part. I was like, wait.
But I'm thinking, well, she got pink hair. At least blonde. The phrase that they use, they said it was distracting, but they said that it's not a naturally occurring hair color. And I'm thinking blonde is far more common than hot pink. But of course, the owner of the hot pink hair was Caucasian. So that was a whole thing. And I really think
I'm still laughing. Blonde, sorry.
I think why they was mad was because I called in sick and came back with my hair braided. Black women, we know. Y'all know.
So you're the meme. You're the one.
If you're going to get your hair done and you want to call out on a Friday. That way they can't tell what day you got it done.
Right.
But if you call out on a Tuesday or Wednesday or something and you come back the next day and your hair is done, you could have been sick. There's no way you were sick. But I just remember feeling bad, and that started me on this. I went through like this phase where I wanted to do sew-ins all the time, and I need my hair to be flowy and natural, and my hair would be really dark, and I just wanted to fit, because I guess this was around the time that I wasn't really sure of myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and so I was still in this. I got to do whatever I'm supposed to do to make this boss happy, because I can't lose my job, so whatever I need to do to keep the job. And then I was like, you know what? If this job, I don't want this job no more. And I decided, I'm about to find something that I can do on my own. And thank God I'm a full-time entrepreneur now because it's like it's a running joke between me and family members. They're like, I see you ain't updated your LinkedIn. I don't have to. I work for me. You want to find me? You go on my social media. You check out my Instagram, my Snapchat or something, TikTok. But I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with people who want to be professional. And if that's your goal, like obviously you can't have pink hair and be I don't know, a front desk receptionist. But
Yeah.
for what I do, you know, I can pretty much do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
It's just unfair that Black girls are made to feel inferior or unprofessional, especially not even just getting hair added. Because I can understand somebody having a problem sometimes, maybe with extensions. But for me to show up with my natural hair, like Afro style, or maybe some kinky twist or something, like spiral twist or something, for you to tell me that that's unprofessional, how you gonna tell me that there's something wrong with the hair that God gave me? I just feel like that's disrespectful. And I see lots of like I will see comments on social media, and it be dudes, like dudes who should just shut up and be quiet. They'll say stuff like, natural don't look good on everybody. How do natural not look good on me if it's my hair? Dudes that say stuff like that don't even have hair. They're going to the barbershop to get the Beijing because the hair is recessive. You know, they ain't got no room to talk. Clyde, Cletus, Marcus, Robert, Chris, Craig, Derek, y'all ain't got no room to talk. You worried about the wrong people's hair. Worried about your bald spots.
Hello.
You worried about
me.
But yeah, I'm all for women wearing. I mean, I don't care. As long as I can see around your hair. If you got a big fan on top of it, not, you know, some people's hair.
What happened as far as them saying that your hair was distracting? What was the next step after that? Did you change your hair? Did you change the job? What happened?
That hair was like that until them braids got old. I'm not finna go get some new hair. Is you gonna fire me today? Oh, you not? Okay, well, write me up and get out my face, because I'm going to my desk, and when these braids get old, I take them out, and that's what I did.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, I mean, it was risky. I just had to do what I had to do because I was broke. I wasn't finna go get my hair done again. You know, I was like, well, y'all finna have to fire me. Because
I'm
gonna be cute going on interviews.
Especially when it's brand new. Go for it. I can get
right?
Excedrin vacation while these loosen a little.
Hello.
Yeah. So back in the day, a couple of years ago, I had to get braids because my kind of on the flip side, I've been working in the film industry doing commercials and all of that. And a lot of times you have hairstylists that may not be familiar with your hair type, regardless of whether it's natural, relaxed like myself, or braids like you right now. And so they were using a lot of hairspray. They were using a lot of heat on my hair without any heat protectants. And I was being really good about always trying to wash my hair as soon as I got home after photo shoots. But there were times I got home too late and we just did the best I could, or I just did the best I could. Well, that started catching up and my hair dried out to a point where it was just like, hey, it did not want to move. It was protein overload. I don't know. A bunch of stuff was wrong with it. And I had also done a box relaxer from a certain brand. And it gets worse. I've been doing box relaxers for years, I should mention, because the area I lived in wasn't so easy to get to a hairstylist. I live in a predominantly white area. And so I went to LA. My best friend there is a hairstylist. He was like, girl, what happened to your hair? So he cut it with office scissors. Like it was that bad. Like, let's just take, I was like, I'm willing to take a chance with you cutting my hair instead of like going to random new person to cut off the bad areas of my hair. And I'm like, not able to get a job anymore. So I come back to North Carolina. I find a hairstylist like I just research around, and someone's like, she's very expensive, but she's worth it. She's got those growing hands. You know what that means, right? Everybody knows growing hands. That's like a Black thing. A hairstylist that can make your hair grow. Growing hair is an issue. Used to be. I don't know. Anyway, she had the growing hands and she gave me a consultation beforehand, said, let's do 6 months in braids to give your hair a break. Because girl, I could waste your money and you take a long time to go through the process, or you just take a break and be brand new in 6 months. Girl, I love those braids so much. I love them so much. I did not know how much freedom braids offered you because I didn't have to do the whole nighttime routine of wrapping my hair and bonnets and this. Like it was just us and good night. in the morning.
Was that your first time getting them?
Huh? What?
What was your first time ever having braids?
I had braids since college. Oh no, since 2002 when I was in esthetician school.
Okay. Well, that's a long time.
It had been a while. Like the look was completely different because I asked for the same thing because I didn't know any better. And my agent, she was very nice about it, but she was like, girl, we cannot work you in North Carolina with braids because it's not commercial here. Maybe in about 3 years. And that was 2 years ago.
She was serious?
She was. And she wasn't. Yeah. And she was like, this is just not the area for it. It's very conservative. You know, it's just not. And she was right. Like 2 brands worked with me, but they were national brands. Actually, Belk isn't national. So Belk with Eileen Fisher, I worked with them and I did a job with Goodwill. They both, well, you know, Goodwill loves me. So just kidding. They don't know me. But you know, it was heartbreaking in a way because I was like, they ain't gonna stop working me. I'm gonna work these braids. Let me get all these photos done. I paid a lot of money for pictures, different photographers and so on to really try to find.
Let me tell you that no, we not gonna work with you. Girl. That is heartbreaking though. And that like I don't like it.
Oh, it gets worse. So in the process of trying to hire all these different photographers, I was like, ooh, I need to find a hairstylist that knows how to work with braids to really showcase all the regalness and beauty that braids have to offer. So I asked the photographer if she knew, because she was like, oh yeah, I'm from Detroit, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, cool, she'll know. Same.
I was about to say, anytime somebody tell you where they from, when you ask them a question unrelated to where they're from,
my hair, nah, it was a mess. She blind copied me by accident, or copied back by accident, talking about that's not commercial. I don't know where I'm going to find somebody that can make it look commercial. Did not hire her.
Accident, I wouldn't have never spoke to her again.
Oh, I haven't.
That's so unprofessional. Like, how you don't know you?
I don't even remember her name on that point. So we never met. User. She was a stylist, but yeah, and she wasn't black because I guess the Detroit over for it. But yeah, no.
But she's from Detroit.
Granted, my hairstylist in LA, who was like, girl, what'd you do? He's from Detroit and he's white and he could tear it up. Well, white.
But I mean, the fact that she said,
oh,
I'm from Detroit. Like, yeah, I know somebody.
No.
But you're sending these side emails talking about you can't help me. I'd have been offended.
Yeah. And it's so expensive getting braids. It's so time consuming. It's not something you just, granted, like on social media, I always see these celebrities wearing it and they have like for 2 days and then it's a brand. I'm like, dang, what kind of braid? What kind of time?
I don't think my hair would stand up for that. Like, I don't think my hair is strong enough to do that. Like, I would need to hold a style for at least 2 to 3 weeks in order for me to feel like my hair is not just being tired and distressed. I don't understand how people be like, oh, let me get a new sew-in a party this weekend. Like,
I mean, our hair's like cashmere. You have to be very careful with it, very gentle, or it will be shrunk in the wash.
And I have what I feel like is the worst type of 4C hair. That's what I got.
Why do you say
and
that?
So big girl, because it's the worst. Like, it's super coily. Like, you know how people have like cute little 3A, 3B? No. Mine is super 4. It's super 4, super B. Ain't no comb going through it. Ain't no brush going through it. I have to deep condition every single time I wash. Ain't no extra styles. Like, it's braids and then it's sit down for 6 weeks. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Like, I can't be out. Like, I remember one time I got a one of them. What is it? A press? One of those silk presses.
Girl, yeah.
After 2 days, 2 days. Only thing I got out of that was my ends clipped. That was it.
No.
After them 2 days, I was like, because now I look like a mushroom by the head. So,
it's like, I mean, it's been a ritual since we were kids, spending the day at the salon, taking care of our hair, learning about it, knowing that there's limitations, like on picture day. Don't you go outside in the rain. Don't you get sweaty. Like, your hair will be different. it would be puffy.
Right.
Things you learn the hard way sometimes. And if like I went being at a predominantly white school, it was one of those things like I would feel super insecure when the PE teacher wouldn't let us in when it started raining. Like, dude, nah, this has to go inside. Right. I don't care about them other girls. They
don't understand that though. They just be like, nah, everybody got to play outside. I'm like, bruh, my mama gonna kill me if I come home with a slice of a drop of water in my head. Right. And I just got my hair done. You want to die, don't you? Because my mama
go ahead and call child services now. Just go ahead. You want me to die? Just kidding. My mom would have killed me over it. She barely cared about her own hair, but she definitely would have been like, that'd have been my.
She would be mad, and it would be. I would never hear the end of that because now she got to spend more money. You know what I'm saying? Then this was back in the day when, you know, hairstyles was what, like $30. You could go get your hair done, $35 a wash, a little style or something. Now, the wash is $35. Mm-hmm. The style is, you know, $80. Mm-hmm. Don't get no hair added. That's $200-$300. Like this that I got today was $200. Okay. And I had to pay for the hair.
By the way, we got to do a full length view of it because we don't know how long it is either.
It's not that long.
Past bra strap. Oh, she's trying to go all showing the boobies. No, I'm kidding. Love it. Look, past the bra strap. I was like,
it was $300. Yeah, it was essentially $300. Mm-hmm. And I'm not okay. So I'm gonna wear these probably until right before I pass away because I'm broke. I do not have that kind of money. These gonna be in my head for a while, y'all. Mark, what's today? September the 3rd. You just look at your calendar again on October the 3rd, and you see how my hair look.
That's only a month.
I know it's gonna look just like this.
Okay.
And how long? November 3rd, it's gonna look the same.
Yeah.
December 3rd. It's gonna look the same.
Oh, that's my anniversary, so we'll be celebrating together on that one.
December 3rd?
It'll last. Yeah, it'll be our 13th or 14th. 13th.
Okay, girl, look. Cut the camera. I don't want nobody to get in trouble.
Like, what's the math? 2007.
Yeah. Me and my husband will be 1 year on September the 21st.
Oh, it's coming up. Happy anniversary. Do you guys have any romantic plans that you're going to do all COVID style with like, no? Okay.
Girl. So crazy story. I don't know if I told you this, but he went to New York this weekend to interview for a job and on Wall Street.
Oh.
And he got the job.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah. And then he feels like crap when he comes back home. So I actually haven't seen my husband since Friday because he's quarantined.
No.
It's really sad because I miss him. And it's just me and the dog here. So I think the dog understands that something is not right because he'll just sit at the door and wait. You know, he waits for my husband to come home and then he'll look at me like, okay, so who's gonna give me my food? You know, so but yeah, so he took his COVID test. We're waiting for the results because he just felt really bad. The doctor said preliminarily she thinks that it's just like a stomach bug, but I just wanted to be on the safe side. I was like, okay, well, until we figure out for sure, go play somewhere else because I don't do the coughing and the sneezing and the sicknesses. I don't do that.
So when they said in sickness and in health, you're like, half that.
Well, I mean, nobody said anything about COVID. They said,
like you were thinking, man, sickness.
Global pandemics was not a part of my wedding vows. This just snuck up. You know, my bingo card for 2020 did not have none of this on it. So, and I mean, we talked about it. He was like, so hypothetically, what do you think I should do when I come back? I was like, what you mean? What I think you should do? You better pack your stuff now because I was out of town this weekend as well. We threw my mom a surprise retirement party.
Oh,
so when he left on Friday, I left on Friday, and I was about to get ready to come back, and he was like, "Man, I just don't feel good." I was like, "Okay, well, look, this is what we need to do: get out the house before I get there." So hopefully, I'll see him Saturday. and it will be fine. But I think that you know, a lot of people are having to deal with that. Even The Rock just tested positive.
Right. And Robert Pattinson.
Exactly. And that's kind of scary because people aren't understanding that folks are asymptomatic. You know, like you might be a carrier of this virus. You could be spreading it to people and feel just fine. So that's kind of like the scary, uncertain part of it. And so I told him let's just take every precaution and be on the safe side. So once we get his test results back, he can come home.
No, that's good. Has he had a temperature or anything? Because people always are like, let's do temperature checks before you come in. If I'm asymptomatic, the temperature won't do anything.
Well, no, he had every symptom except the loss of smell and taste. And there was something else weird that was like specific to COVID, but it was more so, maybe that it was more so like the symptoms that he had were more in line with food poisoning to me until he told me that he had a fever. And I said, okay, well, you need to go to the doctor and figure out what's going on with you, because I don't got time for that. But I think the doctor said that it was like a stomach bug thing. And I said, okay, well, okay, great, not COVID. Still don't want that. So I need you to quarantine.
You're like, it's not. If it was the beginning of summer, yes, then I would be able to fit in that 2-piece. But it's about to be the holiday season. I can gain all I want to eat for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, how are we going to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas?
I'm celebrating the same way I do every year.
Oh,
up everybody.
Huh? What?
Eating up everybody else's food.
That's what I was thinking. But I'm like, my mom won't even let us over her house. She's not playing this COVID game. Like, nope.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe we can have someone cater. Maybe you can just Uber Eats a nice little Thanksgiving meal. Or just cook something for, I mean, hey, keep it simple.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll just go completely random and just go steaks for dinner again instead of turkey and all that stuff. Just saying. My husband's really good with the grill. I am not. I did Thanksgiving dinner once. Everybody liked it. Scene. I don't ever have to do it again.
You were like, that is it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not the cook. I mean, I'll cook like baked chicken, homemade mashed potatoes. I'll do some veggies and stuff like that. I can even whip up a steak, but I'm not the grilling type. Like when I cook my steaks, first of all, they go in the oven. Why? Because I said so. And then I'll, kind of saute it a little bit in some butter in a skillet and give it that kind of sort of grill look. As long as it's medium, I'd be good, but I'm not going out and doing no kind of grill work.
See, whenever this is all over, we're going to have to one day have a vacation together, celebrate we made it through. And now that I know you get your steaks medium, my husband will grill for us because he learned his lesson. He's like, I can't with your black friends wanting well done steaks.
Okay, so let's put a pin there, because if you are eating a steak past medium, everybody on Instagram, listen up.
Tell them.
If you are eating a steak past medium, I'm telling you now, you've never had a decent steak.
Ever.
I know. I used to be that person. He's like, I don't want my steak bleeding. I want you to kill it twice. I want it dead and blah, blah. I need it well. It's dry. It ain't got no flavor. It ain't going to be good. Don't do it. Don't cook that steak past medium. Get that flavor. I'm telling you, there's a place here in Atlanta called Hal's. Best steak I've ever had in my life. Melted right in my mouth.
Wait until you have my husband. I mean, I'm not usually going around saying, hey, I can't wait for you to have my husband's meat. But I'm telling you, in this situation, the steak is amazing. And you should have some of it. And your husband.
I mean, if he's feeling up to it, he can just grill one this weekend and put it on ice and just overnight it.
Well, he doesn't know a way to make it happen. But yeah, that's a pretty expensive way to get a cold steak, though.
I was about to say, I think FedEx does cold shipping.
I'm just saying.
Don't ask me why I know that. Don't ask me why I know.
Look, but my husband works for UPS, so.
Does UPS cold ship?
They do. But I'm saying there's no point in getting a cold steak. That's that. I mean,
I can heat it up.
But it might not.
Oh, you know what? Look, tell them to cook it rare, and then when I get it, I'll just cook it up.
You know what? Even better. I made him make a video for me. Well, like, okay, so he was all like, "You always complain about me not being an Instagram husband, TikTok husband. Watch me make my steak. Take a video of it." I was like, "The heck? Okay."
With that attitude?
I was like, "Here we go. I'm about to have me an Instagram husband." Nah, that was like a 2-second or like 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm done. Like, seeing
You better than me. I won't even get in front of the camera.
this.
He's not going.
Yeah. I will admit that we have some videos of him that we pranked on him that one day, if he makes me mad, I may public them or just see, like April Fool's Day. I might just, this year it didn't feel appropriate since he works for UPS. So he's been out there the whole time, you know? So yeah,
Right.
but let him piss me off or not remember our anniversary, or I don't know. There's a lot that could happen because I was really smart.
You know me, and he got a mile-long list of things that he could do wrong before tomorrow.
And I'm kind of like looking for it because that's all I got to talk was the next time you mess up, I'm getting my dog. And I was like, so this time I don't really have a plan I want, but let him as a, oh, well, I guess I'll just post those videos because
It works for me.
they're pretty.
Look, sometimes you gotta manipulate your husband into getting what you want. Just sometimes.
You think they don't manipulate us? He's so good. Of like, I'll think I'm wearing a cute outfit, about to go out with my girls, feeling all special, and he'll say, "Wow, that's a lot of boobs." Dang it, I don't want that kind of attention. So then I'm going back, changing my outfit again.
Now you gotta change your whole outfit.
Huh? Yep. Or he'll wait till I come back and tell me, and they're like, "Dang it, I went out like this."
All right. Now I never want to go out anymore.
Like, and I'm back home.
You know, I go out. I probably don't even go out a lot. I might hang out with, like, I have like the drummer that's in the band. Go drink or something probably like once a week. But other than that, I don't really go out. Like I have like legit 3 friends, and they don't live in Georgia.
Oh,
so you're right. So my friends are back home in Memphis.
Oh.
And so a lot of times I'm just kind of here.
Oh, well,
but
now
yeah, I mean, yeah, and I got you too. So once COVID is done being a funky loser,
right?
We can hang out. We can take a trip. I'm planning to go to Guam because I have a childhood friend that lives there. She's stationed there with her husband. And so I'm trying to get there as soon as possible. So if you do beaches in paradise,
I don't do 20-hour flights and still be in the same country. Or
it'd be 20 hours away from.
I went to Hawaii. It was 15.
I will do it.
So
that was too far.
I'm just like, I've never been to the Caribbean, Jamaica, or Puerto Rico, or, you know, I'm like, that's only like 3 hours from here or something like that, right? Bermuda.
I've been to Costa Rica and Belize, and of course Mexico.
Mexico.
Costa Rica was amazing. Costa Rica was beautiful. We got to like do the deep sea diving, swim. Like it was so interesting to see. Like there were see-through jellyfish that kind of lit up a little bit.
Yeah,
and we got to swim with them. They were like non-lethal, so that was kind of creepy, but still.
Sorry.
You said what?
You step on the squishy part from Nemo. Remember?
No, you don't step on them.
Well, no, I mean for the fish in Nemo and Nemo, the other fish. Like that's the squishy part won't sting you.
Yeah,
I'll stop. I watched way too much.
But it was fun though. It was fun though.
So
Belize was just hot. So
I'm gonna do a really quick story. When I went to Cancun, I was like, not getting my hair wet. So I'm not going deep sea diving with y'all. Or it was snorkeling. And then like 5 minutes, FOMO hit. And I was like, forget this. So I jumped off my boat and then really quickly realized I could not pull myself back on the boat when I was like, I can't find these people. Girl. Like no upper body strength. And this was at a time
like you thought that this was your last stand, probably.
I started like hyperventilating in a way, like, well, this I'm gonna die. Like, no, I've been drinking all day because it was unlimited alcohol. And they're like, don't drink water in Mexico. So
Exactly.
Alcohol kills all germs. This is not the way. You know, thankfully, my very attractive tour guide had been watching me the whole time since I was the only person under 60 on this tour. And I was like 21, 22. So he comes swimming over to me and he helps me and guides me through the rest of the thing. It was nothing romantic, but it was nice to say. Like, he helped me and he was like showing me, it was like the whole New World mermaid version, but with me and Latino guy, super tan guy that was like showing me all around and showing me all the different coral reefs, and it was beautiful. I don't even remember his face because it was so beautiful under there, even though he saved my life. Sorry about that. But you really have to take, when you're on vacation, you just got to let go of your black girl hair and just have the best time you can.
But then again, braids, because every time I go on a vacation, I get braids because I just know I'm not dealing with no hair outside of this country. I'm not doing it. I don't even like dealing with my hair in America. So I'm not going to go to somebody else's country and fool around with, because now I got to take
the ultra
products. Yeah. I got to take all my shampoo, my conditioner, all this stuff. I'm not doing it.
And you got to have different power changes things, the different outlets, whatever. If it doesn't. Exactly. Yeah. And the voltage might be wrong. So now it explodes the whole village that you're staying at.
And now you ain't got no hair because it's burnt off.
And then there's I'm glad you mentioned that, because when I did get braids, I was like scared to get them wet. And I'm like, what if they unravel? Like, I couldn't remember what to do. So now I know. Oh, I might. Next summer, it's on the very beginning. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go. And so I'm older than you. I'm in my 40s. And I've been graying since I was 20s. The problem with braids is that very quickly, you can look like a whole bald-headed mohawk in between your head when the gray kicks in, and it just looks like your scalp.
Yeah.
So I was like spray painting it and trying all these different things to try to not make it look like that. So I'm going to have to learn a new trick for that to happen. So when the next time I get braids, I don't look like a raccoon.
I was going to say, why don't you embrace them?
I'm sorry.
Embrace the grays.
Because I
embrace the grays.
No, because then I'll be competing with my mama for commercials at the senior living center, and I ain't ready for that. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. My agent said exactly that. Then you'll be competing with your mama, and my mama's beautiful, and I ain't trying to. It would not be a happy home. She would take me out.
I think that even though you might think that you look older, I don't think you look older. Until you said I'm in my 40s, I honestly, wholeheartedly did not know. So,
really? No, it doesn't.
I didn't know.
Especially when you're an esthetician that is invested in your skin more than your wardrobe and shoes.
Exactly. Something I need to be a part of, because I used to have the worst skin, and I just stripped down my routine, and now all I do is
because you're using dial soap.
Yeah, that's it. Just dial soap. Because I was tired of looking like a spotted beaver.
You don't just look moisturizer at all?
No. I use it's like a completely natural. It's like shea butter, mango butter, jojoba oil, tea tree oil. Okay. It's like, yeah. So it gets me good and moisturized, and I love it because it smells really light, but it goes on like straight shea butter.
Okay.
So it's soothing. You
still have to warm it up or whatever first.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that thick or chunky, I guess. But it's like a little baby massage. Oh. So, and rubbing, like when you wash your face with dial soap, I don't know how often you do it, but I use the Gold Bar, and that is kind of like an astringent. It's kind of like how apple cider vinegar.
Just trying out, just hearing you say that.
Exactly. So it dries my skin out really, really good. It cleans everything off, and then that moisturizer just.
That
was the only thing that worked.
Anything, because different things work for different people, but I would never suggest that for any. Because I would be scared of like sometimes when you over cleanse, but since you're hydrating, and that was my thing that I was worried about. Sometimes when you over cleanse, it does the opposite, where now you start having breakout problems because you stripped all the oil, and it's like, oh no, you need oil. We got to keep going and keep pumping in. And next thing you know, you have a pizza face, but you have beautiful face, and it's because you're still using hydration. My daughter makes that same face. So, but it's beautiful. You take good care of yourself, and it shows. So
I do the best that I can. I'm not perfect, but I'm learning, and the more I learn, the better it gets. So, yeah, if I could figure out what to do about these designer bags, because sis, I don't sleep. I wake up and I work,
right,
and then I take a. You said what?
It's 24/7 in this industry. It never ends. It never stops. It feels like
I don't have a regular sleep schedule anymore. I'm literally up every day at 5:30 at the latest. And I try to I'll be like, let me just scroll Instagram until I fall asleep. And then it'll be like 6:30. And I'm like, okay, well, there's the sun. I might as well start writing something, since we're up, since we all up together, I might as well start working. And next thing I know, it's 8:30 at night.
They said, I heard recently, because I'm usually a night owl, so I stay up really late because that's when the house is completely quiet and I can get a lot of stuff done and there's no notifications coming in to distract me. But on the flip side, I read, or I guess it was on a podcast or something, where a guy was talking about how much better it is for your body if you just start the day earlier, like you're doing that, taking advantage of the day at the beginning of the day instead of at the end of the night. But
if you can do it, I'll be trying, but and then I'll end up being up till like 1-2 in the morning. And so I really have to stop doing that.
So you stay up to 1 or 2 in the morning and still wake up at 5:30? I mean,
my body does it. My body wakes up. And even when I went home to Mississippi this weekend, they're an hour ahead of us, or I'm sorry, an hour behind us.
Mm-hmm.
I was still waking up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what kind of witchcraft. I don't know who authorized this. But I was tired. And so I enjoyed being at home though, because it's the one place that I feel like I don't have to be obligated to responsibilities. Like I don't have to, when I go there, I don't necessarily have to be a wife. I get to be, my parents' baby, and they basically spoil me. Like my dad, every time I come home, he knows my mom won't let him have crab legs and fried chicken and all that stuff. When I come home, he's like, I got you some crab legs. And I'm like, Mama gonna kill you.
You're like, you didn't
go ahead and throw them in that pot though, because I'm hungry,
Oh wait, Mississippi food. It just downloaded into my head because that's like New Orleans.
Almost, not quite, but
still,
my mouth southern food is. And my mom, we had You said what now?
Did you say Mississippi or Memphis?
Well, I'm from Memphis, but my parents live in Mississippi.
Okay.
I grew up there. I claim both places because I was born in Memphis and grew up there, and then I grew up in Mississippi as well.
Okay.
So it depends on what I'm talking about, I guess, at the time. But yeah, so I mean that food, like I don't think you'll find better fried fish anywhere but probably Mississippi. And like my family,
Louisiana, so I feel obligated to stand up for Louisiana. But
Louisiana got some good food, but I don't think their catfish is better than their crawfish and their gumbo and their crab legs and their like all that seafood stuff like that. Like
I've never eaten catfish.
You've never eaten catfish? All right, I'm leaving.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. What is that? How does the when you hang up the phone, do? Is that what it sounds like on the iPhone?
Pretty much. I'm glad Kanice isn't here. He might have revoked my black card. And it's 7:08.
And I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna be like, you know what?
That's all right. That's all right. My ancestry test said I had Nigerian in me. So come after me, Mr. Nigeria. We're family.
I would love to do love to do one of those and figure out where I'm actually from. I know that my great grandmother was a Cherokee Indian, but I don't know the other half of my family.
Oh, goodness. That's great, because if it's on your mom's side, they might actually be able to trace it, since it was native. Most of the native is really on my grandfather's side, the maternal side. They can't really. I guess there's like a more expensive test that does that for women, but for women, it only tracks your maternal side with answers.
Lucky for me, it is on my maternal side.
Yeah,
it's my mom's dad's grandma was a Cherokee
because of the dad. Your mom's dad's. What?
Well, I mean, it's still on my mom's side.
Yeah, but it had to be mom, like only the.
Oh, it has to be only mom.
Yeah, only the women. The joys of those chromosomes we got. It only checks.
I know, right?
But
I'm gonna do it one day though. I think I'm still like kind of scared because I see so many like conspiracy theories about people's DNA being stored.
Yeah,
like randomly, you know.
I wasn't born on a military base. I feel like they already got everything they wanted for me probably there, because I had to do a lot of tests and shots moving back and forth overseas. Like, they got whatever they want out of me already. There might be a clone now. Have fun. Can she do my job? Look, can she help?
I know, right?
Well, this has been fun again. I always enjoy talking to you.
Yes.
Yay.
Friend.
Yeah. Oh, and my mom, she started making these eye pillows for eyes. So she was saying that would be great, because an optometrist actually suggested her, reached out to her to see if she could make them. And so now she's been making those. They're satin, and you just lay them on, and the content you can heat them or you can make them cold. So it's nice and soothing. I have really bad allergies, and my eyes puff whenever I cry sometimes. So that's why I don't watch crying movies or TV shows. But anyway, it'll help with all of that, which I'm very excited
I would love to warm my eyeballs, actually.
It feels good.
I think what I'm missing in life is warm eyeballs.
I think so.
And so I need a link for those eye pillows, because anything to get rid of these little raccoon pouches.
Yeah.
And it's really not that bad.
Yeah, usually it's filler. There's the only way to fix it, just so you know. Laser and filler.
Oh no, child. I will rely on these good African American jeans, girl.
Highlighter.
I refuse. I don't want to do no surgery, no stabbing, no needle, no.
Oh, yes, needles, yeah.
Girl.
I mean, I haven't had it done. I've only seen it get done. I haven't had anything
I'm
done.
sure. You would let them poke you in your face?
Maybe in 10 more years. Maybe. I don't know. I'm scared of needles. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I got tattoos, so I mean,
I got tattoos too.
Couldn't be worse than that, but
I don't know. The problem was, because I was a pharmaceutical sales rep, I would watch them do procedures, because I only sold to plastic surgeons and med spas. And being that I could watch, I was like, oh, I can watch botch, but in real life, well, back then it was nip tuck. And I was like, hey, yeah, I'm going to watch. So I watched a lot of injections, because I wanted to see like how they did everything. And it also and at one of the spas I worked at, a lot of the women there wanted lips like mine. So I would sit in the room while they were doing it and getting paid to sit there while they resculpted my lips onto their face.
These are women of the Caucasoid persuasion?
Yes, of course. It was fun. Like, pay me.
Okay. It's always, maybe that's something that we can talk about, because I know that we're over, and I'm sorry, because I know I've been running my mouth.
That's
but maybe next
week
we can talk about some Black features that people of other nationalities and races are paying for.
Culture appropriation in a different way. Or even that, I know this has got to be something that affects your industry as well, with people pretending to be Black on social media and stuff. That whole, what is it called?
Blackfishing.
Yes, blackfishing.
First of all, that is creepy. Why are you trying to pass as a Black person? Not even as a person with darker skin who can pass as a Black person, but a whole white person who tans themselves so much that you don't even look brown, you look orange. That's creepy to me. or just burnt. Like that ain't even the good type of black. Like you just look burnt. You look burnt and ashy.
And
like why would you
like
want to?
Soul Man. You remember the movie Soul Man where he was kind of like a gray black? You're like,
yeah, like you don't even look
the right.
Your melanin not even popping. You look dry, ashy black. Like not the good black. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I think we should definitely cue that up for next week. So
sounds like a plan. So next week's culture appropriation and features that on us is a problem, but on other people they're paying for it. Like even darker and so on.
And then being praised for it. Because you remember not too long ago, big booties were like mocking, people would mock them. And if you had a little extra, they would talk about you, crack jokes or whatever. And now everybody wants the hips and the thighs. So.
And it's funny because you remember Sir Mix-a-Lot said it first about the whole big, or doing the butt even maybe, but yeah, it went from normal, natural, she just does squats a lot to Brazilian butt lift. Like I can flip it around. I can.
Because and see if you can move your booty cheek while it's inside the skin. I don't like that.
And
I don't like that.
Did you see that Drea video where she's twerking and it's just
and it's just bubbly. I don't like it. I'm not against women. Listen, Instagram, I'm not against women twerking. Hey, if you want to twerk and shake that thing on Instagram Reels, Twitter, TikTok, you throw that thing wherever you want to throw it, sis. That's your thing to throw. Yeah. But I'm telling you, if you come across my timeline, I'm unfollowing you because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see your booty. I don't. You can do it if you want to. I just don't want to see it, sis. I'm cool with you expressing yourself however you feel comfortable. I will not be partaking.
No, I mean, would guys be looking at videos of other guys shaking their butts all the time? No, like unless that's your preference. And since that's not my preference, I don't want to look at other girls shaking their bodies all. I appreciate it, and sometimes I'm looking like, dang, I wish I could move my body. Like,
what if I had that booty? See, God knew who to bless. He knew who to bless.
That's true.
Because I had a wagon, like some of these sisters,
like Olivia Gatewood, you couldn't tell me nothing.
You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing.
No, I rent stay pay. I probably would have never got a job.
Just work videos. Wow.
Look, I'd have an OnlyFans account right now. Just kidding.
I'm saying I would be throwing this thing. God knew. It's like I'm gonna give her plenty of forehead, but no booty. And it's all right.
Because I'm telling you, I have had a gym membership since I was 19. I'm pretty sure of it because I worked at Gold's Gym to get that gym membership. And I have done butt blasters, squats. It's just mine will never be bigger than a peach or a grapefruit or whatever the smallest thing that it can be. So it's like I'm not wasting my time hurting myself. Where now when I go to the bathroom, I can't get down to the porcelain because I did too many squats and you're screaming in pain. Well, not really screaming in pain, but you know what I mean.
I just decided to work on things that I could control. Like I try to be a nicer person. You know, I try to have a beautiful personality, you know.
Look, I'm over here like
oh, her skin is popping.
Yeah.
Look. Booty
nope. I'm best from the front. From here up is your Zoom is perfect for me.
Headshots.
At least
they're gonna be
like even my husband will make fun of. You remember there was a meme going around where a lady was wearing like 80s mom's jeans and they were saying she looks like she's having a long day.
And it was a long day. I remember that. Yeah. That's gonna be me.
That's me and mom.
I don't know though. My mama kind of thick though. So hopefully
when I was pregnant. So if you do decide to ever make that transition, not that I'm pressuring you because you love your life and I don't blame you. But if you ever do, I will say I was kind of a jerk because I did have a booty then. And my husband was cooking for me every night. It was a wonderful life. He even like tried to remake In-N-Out burgers for me and their fries, go out and get whatever I wanted all the time. Oh, that booty is a lot of power. Big booty.
I'm good. We're gonna see. I'm gonna pray about it. I'm gonna pray about it for sure.
We'll have to tune in again next week and see what fun things we be talking about with our body parts and faces.
We're gonna be talking about bodies next week.
Oh,
Don't miss it.
all right. Well, it was so much fun, J.Bailey. I hate saying bye to you, so we'll just talk off air later at another time. Because what do you have going on this weekend? Michael Jackson thing was amazing. So what's next?
Well, I think we got some 2000s hits. We're going to do probably a video about that. I think we're going to do a Prince and a Beyonce, same kind of Michael Jackson thing. So I'm really excited about that. And I brag on all the musicians in the band because they are super talented and good at what they do. So if you're watching, make sure you go follow Collage the Band. It's CALAJ, Collage the Band. Check us out. We got a lot of cool content and more to come. So I'm really excited about everything that we're doing. And I can't wait to share it with you guys.
That'll be fun. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, I have nothing exciting I'm doing this weekend. I'm just doing I'm doing festivals, movie festivals, watching a lot of movies, panels. I'm doing a lot of that.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
It is. It actually is. Like, I went to a panel today. They were talking about pitching and different shows that they're looking for, kinds of content that they're looking for. And they're like, please don't send us any pandemic movies. I'm sure one will be done. We don't need any more.
We don't want to see them.
Nobody wants to see them. Granted, I do want to see all the medical shows, how they handle it, just to see how the essential workers, how it looked from their side of things.
I guarantee that the next season of Grey's Anatomy will in some way deal with COVID-19.
And this will be, okay, so cat's out of the bag. This will be my first season probably watching just for that reason. It makes me.
You've not seen any of the seasons?
I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 episodes because I knew one of my girlfriends, she was on it. And so I knew she would post about, I'm going to be on this episode. I would watch that episode. I don't like crying, dude. It makes my eyes swell. It's a van.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's like a lot of crying, but they do be crying a little bit.
They be getting me in the heart because you're like, oh, they're going to make it. Child dies.
They don't.
Yeah. Or.
And you know what? Just because you said that, Camille, just because you said that, I'm about to go binge watch the first season right now.
Really? Okay. Maybe I'll start.
You put it in my heart.
Here we go. Let's go binge watch and then we can talk about it next week.
Let's do that.
I finished all my series. I'm done with the Umbrella Academy. I'm done with Queen of the South.
It was so good.
So good.
Umbrella Academy was good. So that's what we can do. We can binge watch. We can binge watch Grey's Anatomy. Like, okay, here's our homework.
Okay.
Watch the first 2 episodes, and then we're gonna talk about it during the week, and then maybe we'll touch on it a little bit on Talkback Thursdays. But most definitely talking about plastic surgery and the things that.
Oh wait, and did you see Euphoria with Zendaya?
Okay, let me tell you.
You don't have cable.
No. I saw a little bit of it. I really wanted to watch it.
Okay.
But they be doing drugs on you. They don't smoke like a little weed. Like they be doing drugs on there. And I don't know because I watched Snowfall. And Snowfall is about this kid that sells crack. I thought I could handle that, and even it was too much. And so I don't want to see these high school kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'll try it again because you specifically mentioned it.
Okay.
But it gives me anxiety.
I'm not pressuring anyone. It's just there's a possibility that a friend of mine who's worked on a few episodes might be our guest next week. A little like he's breaking into the music industry, so we might play some music games with him, like a little small 5-minute because he's
that'll be fun.
Have some of his skills, whatever. But we're gonna talk to him because he worked the beauty awards events. He works that, which I think is really cool. I want to find out more about the behind the scenes stuff that he does with that. He's worked on Euphoria and one other show that's I want to say Grey's Anatomy, but I know that's not it. And a few others. So yeah, I'm curious to talk to him. But was
it a Shonda Rhimes show?
I don't know. Like I'm just saying Grey's Anatomy because I remember
show. I know she did Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder.
No,
and Grey's.
like I don't think it's because of that. I think it's just because that's in my head. Like I don't think it was a Grey's Anatomy, anything like Grey's Anatomy. I don't think it was a Shonda Land movie or TV show.
Oh, okay.
I just don't remember what it is.
Well, that'd be
He
great.
always plays
So
a high school kid, and he's like a full adult, and I love that. So I want to talk to him because that's what I did with when I was on TV. I played a teenager when I was full on 20-something. On times. All right. Well, for real, we're gonna head out. We're gonna start Friday Eve. Talk back Thursday. So y'all have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Go hang out with D Nice or whoever's performing tonight. Enjoy yourselves. Somebody's performing, which is another thing I love about COVID, only because this little housewife can get out more. And I used to get out a lot because I worked at the radio station and I would go to all the comedy shows because we would have the comedians as a guest and just you would connect and be like, crap, I have to go. I'll feel bad if I didn't actually show up. So, and every time they killed it, it was hilarious. So it was worth it. But anyway, you have a good weekend. Can't wait to see your new friend. All right. Thanks again for hanging out with us. I was about to say the E-Spot. Nope. It's Talk Back Thursday with Camille and J.Bailey.
Yeah. Bye, y'all. Y'all come back now.